Hey guys, how's it going? It's Marketing Johnson back again. Now I've got a gold mine for you. Flipping fridges, I have been doing the last week, and it is such an underrated side hustle. Flipping fridges on Facebook Marketplace, I'm making at least $100 an hour. It's all cash, and it's very easy to do. Now the times we're living in at the moment, it's very hard to get ahead. And a high paying side hustle is exactly what you need to get ahead and just move up in the world, move up out of this this rat race that we're in, and get yourself some property, and so you're not, working for your whole life. Now I've done my best to document the whole of last week for you, show you exactly how much money I made, document the entire process, all the tips and tricks that I've learned. So if this is ever a video or if ever I have posted a video for making quick money, this is the one, okay? You can start this literally right now. You don't need any skills for it. It's very easy to do, there's not much barrier to entry here, except you do need either a trailer or a ute. Now you can do this without a ute or a trailer, but it's a lot riskier, A lot of the time people want a deposit before they'll drop a fridge off to you, and if it's not what you thought in the photos or whatever, you're kind of stuck because you've already paid a deposit. So I would recommend hiring a trailer or a ute for the week if you are going to try this, if you don't have one, or hopefully you can borrow one off for friends or family. I was lucky enough to already have a ute and trailer, so I didn't have to worry about that. But I have factored into the price if you did need to hire a trailer throughout the week. Now let's look at why this is such a good side hustle and why I plan on continuing to do this, because it's so profitable. So let's look at houses, for instance. When you're flipping a house, why would someone sell you a house for like $100K cheaper so that you can flip it and make a profit? Well, it's because you're adding value to that house. You're turning something that's crappy, that needs renovations, you're renovating it, and you're adding value. That's where that profit comes from. But then you look at like wholesalers, where they literally just buy a house and then sell it straight to another person. How do they make money? The reason they make money is because they're very, very educated on the market, and they take advantage of someone who's less educated and would accept a cheaper price than they could get, and you're basically bringing people together. So the same thing applies for fridges. There's people out there that don't really know what their fridge is worth, or they're moving or whatever, they just want to sell the fridge. They're very uneducated. And if you know what that fridge is worth, then you can buy it straight away very cheap and then relist it basically straight away and sell it for its actual market value. Now the reason why you're going to get it cheaper before someone else is the magic of Facebook Marketplace. Now the magic of Facebook Marketplace is when it knows you're interested in something like a fridge, what it does is as soon as you log onto Facebook, your little marketplace icon, as soon as you go on Facebook, like on your phone, anything, your little marketplace icon will have notifications if new fridges have been listed. So everyone probably looks at Facebook every half an hour or something. That means you should be able to find fridges, the best ones that have been listed within half an hour, quite easily. Okay, so Facebook will actually recommend you as soon as someone puts a new fridge up for sale, you can be the first one to go and get it. You can be the first one to message them. You can be the first in, best dressed. And just by having this advantage, you can make a lot of money selling fridges. To give you an example, one of the fridges I bought for $150 because I was the first person to reply to that ad, and I sold that for $550. It was about a half an hour drive away, so I made a sweet $400 profit driving there and back, and yeah, $400 an hour, cash, it's not bad. Also have the option of buying a filthy fridge that's not in great condition, that needs cleaning out, a bit of work, and that's where you're adding value to the fridge and you're making money that way. I've done both of these things throughout the week, and I'm going to show you how to do both of them. I've got examples for both. However, I do much prefer the quick, easy money, just there's something about driving to a place, picking up a fridge, and then relisting it straight away and having someone pick it up for 3 times what I paid. It's very satisfying without having to do any cleaning or any work to that fridge. So the first step, what you want to do is go onto Facebook Marketplace and start looking at fridges. Start educating yourself what fridges sell, what ones don't, what price range they're selling for, the liters, like 450 litre fridge sells for this much, LG sells for this much, Westinghouse sells for this much. If it has a ding in the front, maybe that takes $100 off. You have a look at what they're being listed for, what they're selling for. Get yourself educated. Now, after you've gotten yourself educated, Facebook is going to know that you are wanting a fridge. So every time a new fridge comes up for sale, you're going to be the first one to go and get it. It's going to show you the ad first, so you can be the first one to message them, get you in the door first. That is the magic of Facebook Marketplace. Now guys, if it's a true bargain like the one I was talking about for $150, when you're first in, you've got to also be careful here. Don't try and haggle them down, because they had it up for $150 and I knew it was worth way more than that. So straight away I say, okay, when can I come pick up? And that's what you want to do. And if you're first in, they're going to say, well, yeah, whenever you want, like you work out a time, whatever. But the important thing is to actually get their address off them. Okay, you want to get the address off them as soon as possible, because other people will swoop in there, see that fridge, they'll message them, the person will say, sorry, someone's already planning on picking it up, and they might say, well, I'll give you $250 for it. And then that person might screw over you and say, oh, sorry, like we're not selling it now, right? But if you get the address off them, people are a lot less likely to do that. No one's going to backstab you after they've already given you their address. Okay, they don't want someone who has their address, they don't want to screw them over. So get the address off them. It's very important to do that straight away. And then you've basically locked yourself in to go and pick up that fridge. Now guys, let's look at some examples of fridges that I flipped during this week. Now, the first fridge that I flipped, okay, it was $250. I probably overpaid a little bit for this fridge, but you know, I was testing this out. I didn't really know it was going to work. And I was like, okay, let's go get this fridge. $250. I thought, yeah, it looks good in the photos. I could probably resell it for $350. So I went over there, looked at it. It was in perfect nick. Loaded it up on the trailer, paid him the $250, and then I listed it for $400. You know, I'll push it a little bit. I thought I'd get $350, but I listed it for $400. Sold straight away. Straight away sold for $400. Now, knowing what I know, because remember, you're still educating yourself as like on your first like couple of flips. Now, what I know, I'd probably put that up for $500 and expect to get $450 for it. So that was the first example, which we did very well off. So the second fridge actually popped up on Facebook for $100, and I knew I could get, you know, probably about $200 to $250 for this fridge. So I was like, sweet as. Now, this was a 35-minute drive away, but I was like, okay, 35 minutes, I'll try and negotiate it a bit. So I actually got it down to $80. So $80 for this fridge is looking pretty good. Drove out there, got it was 35 minutes, so it was back within an hour and a half sort of thing, and ended up selling that fridge for $270, including delivery. So I went and delivered it to the person who bought it off me, but that was kind of on the way to where I was going already, so it didn't really matter to me. I was happy to do that, but otherwise I probably would have charged a bit more, but I was happy with what I got. So this third fridge was a massive find, okay? The daughter was selling it because her granddad had just moved out of the retirement home or something, or passed away, I'm not sure. Condolences. Anyways, she was selling this fridge, had no idea what it was worth, for $150, posted it on Marketplace. I took one look at it, went, holy dooly. So I messaged him, said I'm happy to pick it up straight away. This was the holy grail of fridge flipping, okay? I knew I could get $550 to $600 for this fridge. Drove over there straight away. And, you know, it's funny, she actually found the receipt for this fridge whilst clearing out the rest of the house, and they had paid $1,100 for this fridge, and it was only a couple months old. So I had the receipt, I had warranty, I had everything with this fridge. This was a perfect find. And, you know, she said to me, she's like, wow, you really got lucky here with a bargain, because I've had about 30 phone calls in the last 20 minutes. Lucky you were the first one, thanks to the magic of Facebook Marketplace. So I later ended up selling that fridge, sort of in the night time. A guy came and picked it up for $550. So that was the quickest, you know, $400 I've ever made. All cash too. Don't tell the IRS, you know. I hope they're not listening. So that's another advantage of this. It's all cash. It's an all cash side hustle. Now, the next fridge wasn't super exciting. I'd been looking on Marketplace and there wasn't really much popping up for a day or two. So there was one for $350. So I just tried out my negotiation skills, you know, and actually negotiated this fridge down to $200. So I went and picked this fridge up, and then later on I delivered that fridge to someone probably about 30 minutes away for $350. So that was about 2 hours of total driving and total work to make $150. Wasn't the best flip ever, but you know, there wasn't much on at the time, and I kind of just wanted something to fill in the time. But it worked out. Still good money at the end of the day. Now remember guys, delivery is a big thing. If you can offer that to people, a lot of people don't have the resources to go and pick up a fridge and deliver it to their house. Okay, so if you can offer delivery, people will pay for it with these fridges. Now, this next fridge, the final one for the week, was actually a bit of a fixer-upper. Okay, so we'd originally agreed on $200 for this fridge. It looked okay in the photos, but when I got to the guy's place, it was not in the best nick. It was dirty. It was disgusting. Like it was not nice. Inside of it just looked filthy. Okay, and I said to him, like, mate, I'll give you $100 for this. And you know, so he actually came down and I got the fridge for $100, and it was very similar to that fridge I bought before for $150, then sold for $550. So I knew I'd get good money for this, but because it was so filthy, I just said, mate, what is this, you know? It didn't look like that in the photos. So I managed to get it for half price than we'd originally agreed on. Now I should easily get about $500 for this fridge after it's cleaned out and everything. So that's another $400 profit. But this one does need a bit of cleaning, so I'm going to walk you through how I did that. So firstly, I would pull out all the shelves in the fridge, freezer, everything, and you can gurney those, hose those down on the ground, use a broomstick maybe to sort of scratch all the crap off it or all the yuckies, okay? Now the inside of the fridge, I actually picked up this steamer. And the steamer is perfect for getting any kind of mold or anything out of there. It shoots super hot steam into all the joins, all the rubbers, and you can just clean it out beautifully, and it works so well. The steamers are $25 at Kmart, so they're not worth that much. I would recommend getting one if you're planning on doing this value add to the fridges. But that's how I got the fridges nice and clean. Now, as for pulling dents out of the front of the door, because this one did have a couple little dings on the front of the door, and I was probably thinking that'll devalue the fridge by like maybe $100, $200, because they were kind of obvious. So what I actually found is, this is actually how some people pull car dents out, is you get these hot glue sticks, you know, the hot glue guns for crafts and arts and stuff. But you get the actual glue sticks that go in those hot glue guns and just heat them up with a lighter. Okay, now it probably looks a bit weird, but you heat them up with a lighter until they're melting it on one end, and then push it right into the dent, into the fridge, okay? And then let it set, and then yank it out, okay? And that glue is holding onto that dent and pulls the dent out with it. Now you might have to do this multiple times to get that dent out. It didn't quite get the dents out for me, but it definitely helped a lot. So I would definitely recommend doing that. But you know, you can put multiple glue sticks on there too, and if you've got bigger dents, but these were real small dents. That definitely helped a lot, so I'd recommend doing that if you're trying to pull dents out, and that adds value as well. Okay guys, now let's look at how you can load the fridges by yourself completely independently. Alright, so what I was doing is I have this fridge trolley thing, 2 wheels, the fridge goes on it, leans back, and you can move it around wherever you want. You can take it in and out of the person's house, whatever you need to do. Definitely want to get yourself one of those, get it at the hardware store, $20 or something. All right, next, with the trailer, I would put down like a drop sheet, and then I would use my little trolley to wheel the fridge up next to the trailer. Same thing applies for a ute. And then I would tip the fridge over on its back onto the trailer and just push it up from one side, and then I'd throw the drop sheet over it, put 2 straps on, and off I go. That's how I load it into the trailer. That's how you load it into a ute. Now guys, if you are going to do this, just make sure after you tip the fridge back up, it's the same process, unloading it. Once you tip it back up, before you turn the fridge on, leave it for about 12 hours. It's going to give the gases time to settle, because they do need to settle back in their right positions before you can turn the fridge on. Otherwise it can damage it. Alright, so just make sure if you're delivering it on its side or on its back, after you stand it back up again, give it time to settle before you turn it on. Now guys, now for the numbers. In total, grand total for the week, I made $1,290 profit off all the fridges. All cash, okay? Okay, now I spent a total of 8 hours driving back and forth, picking up and delivering these fridges. Now you can add an extra hour for listing all the fridges on Facebook Marketplace, because that takes time. You've got to take a photo and whatnot and list them. And then you can add another hour onto that for talking to people on Facebook Marketplace and just looking for fridges on there and whatnot. So 10 hours of total work to earn $1,290. Now guys, that works out to be $129 an hour, or cash. That's pretty good if you ask me. Now that was my first ever week trying this out, so I reckon I could get a lot better at it, that's for sure. So that rate can only go up. Now this isn't something you can do full time, like you're like, oh, I can always earn that much. It really depends on the city you live in, how many fridges are getting posted on Marketplace and stuff. So it's a good side hustle, because you know, you can work your day and then maybe do an hour or two each afternoon flipping fridges, and you know, you make an extra $1,000 a week. Now if you take off gas money, so the gasoline I used for driving around in the car, take off $90 for that, so we're left with $1,200. Now if you had to hire a trailer or a ute for the week, take off another $200 for that, so we're left with $1,000 for the week. Now that still is $100 an hour cash. That's not bad for my first week flipping fridges. Well guys, it was an exciting week. The numbers don't lie. This is definitely a really awesome side hustle. I did not expect this kind of numbers. Let me know if you want to see more quick cash sort of idea side hustle videos like this one. I thought this one was great. I think it's a great way for you to get ahead and, you know, get out of the rat race, get a down payment for a property, get some renters, and just, you know, set yourself up. You need to get ahead in the first place, and a high profitable side hustle like this could be perfect for you. Hope you enjoyed the value in this video today, guys. Remember to get $10 free on CoinSpot when you use the link in the description. And on CoinSpot, you can actually buy Dogecoin outside of the US. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's the only reason I signed up for CoinSpot, was to get on the Doge race to the moon. So go down there, grab yourself the free $10 on CoinSpot after your first deposit. Hope you enjoyed the video. Much love. See ya. Oh wait, one thing too. If you want to keep up with my flipping, marketplace flipping stuff, go to my TikTok and follow me there. I'm posting about it there. Keep up to date with it all. Thanks again. It's @MarketingJohnson, by the way. Links in the description. Catch us in the next one.